A strange new AI model suddenly appeared online, and the whole tech community stopped what they were doing to figure out what they were looking at. This model is called Riftrunner, and the mysterious part is that it arrived with no announcement, no blog post, no documentation, and no official note from Google. It simply showed up inside LM Arena rankings like someone at Google pressed the wrong button and published a private build by mistake. From the first screenshots shared on social media, people instantly felt that this model was not random. It looked a lot like earlier Gemini 3 checkpoints that leaked in the past. The writing style, the structure of its answers, and even the way its logs behaved in the API look like the same family of model. This is why many people immediately suspected that Riftrunner is an internal Google model that was never meant to go public yet. The first thing that caused a huge reaction was the vision performance. One tester posted a clip where Riftrunner read a doctor's messy handwritten prescription perfectly. That was surprising because even GPT-5 and other advanced models often fail on messy handwriting and low-quality document scan. Another tester said the model felt like soda for vision tasks, meaning it delivered a much stronger punch than expected. Many users agreed that this model is a large jump in image understanding compared to Gemini 2.5 Pro. That single performance clip was enough to start the wave of speculation. People said that no lightweight Flash version could reach this level of visual accuracy because Flash models are optimized for speed and low cost, not precision. This pushed the theory that Riftrunner must be an early version of Gemini 3 or a secret pro-tier model. Not everyone was convinced though. Some users noticed that Riftrunner still made mistakes in physics, reasoning where GPT-5 thinking performs extremely well. Others said that the model refused to handle big multi-file coding tasks. If someone asked for a dozen React components in one response, the model stopped and replied that it can only return a single message at a time. That usually happens when a model is sandboxed or restricted during internal testing. Google often trains models with strict message limits when they run early evaluation stages because they want consistent behavior and predictable output. So many hobbyists believe Riftrunner is an internal release candidate that sits between Flash and Pro. Not a full launch, but also not an experiment. More like a nearly finished version being evaluated behind the scenes. People also looked at the naming pattern. In the past, leaked checkpoints from Google carried names like Lithium Flow and Orion Mist Riftrunner. Fits that same pattern. So when it suddenly appeared with no explanation, it matched Google's habit of leaving clues before a large upgrade. When something like this leaks, developers notice, social media explodes, and within a few weeks, Google announces something big. And right now, Google has been silent. There is no blog article, there is no model card, there is no mention inside AI Studio, and no engineer has said anything about it. That silence added even more fuel to the theory. Some people even joked that Anthropic might be trolling because they felt a few stylistic traits reminded them of Claude. Others went straight to the conclusion that Riftrunner is Gemini 3 Pro. A few advanced users even tested it with difficult math problems and said that only this model and the newest thinking-enabled Kimi model could solve their questions GPT-5 could not. This pushed the idea that Riftrunner is carrying new architectural elements that Google has not talked about yet. Another clip when model generated a working Earth simulation using 3.js. It produced textures, specular maps, cloud layers, and an atmosphere shader. It wrapped everything in a clean code structure and applied a cinematic tone mapping filter. While this looked impressive, the community remained realistic. These are common templates, and many models can produce them today. DeepSeek Claude, strong GPT-4 variants, and the newer Gemini versions can already generate these kinds of structured files. But the important part is that Riftrunner handled the task cleanly within a single file, which shows strong code reasoning for isolated tasks. This sudden appearance of Riftrunner landed during a tense moment in the AI world. Google and OpenAI have been trading updates like punches in a boxing match. Every time one releases something powerful, the other drops something unexpected shortly after. And just when the Riftrunner mystery grabbed everyone's attention, ByteDance quietly dropped their own surprise focused on programming. ByteDance launched a brand new code model called Dubau Seed Code. The shocking part is the price. Volcano Engine released the package for only 9.9 yuan, which is basically the price of a cheap coffee. The API cost is so low that people are calling it the cheapest programming model available today. ByteDance said the model is not only fast, but deeply connected to their development environment, which gives it an advantage in solving coding problems. It jumped straight to the top of the SWE verified leaderboard. which is one of the toughest benchmarks for code reasoning. One more interesting detail is that the model is natively compatible with the Anthropic API. That means developers who usually use Claude for coding can switch over without rewriting their tools. ByteDance tested the model with many different challenges, including galaxy particle animations and Minecraft-style interactions. It completed everything cleanly. They also ran it through deep refactoring tests. It was able to find bugs, reorganize modules, and improve old code bases. In one large test, they asked it to build a full tour website for the Palace Museum with descriptions and audio guide buttons. It worked from start to finish. This model is a strong push by ByteDance directly into the coding AI battle. While that was happening, OpenAI released GPT 5.1. But in a very unusual way. There were no big marketing charts showing 30% improvements. No huge claims comparing it to other companies. Instead, the announcement focused on one simple idea. A great AI should not only be smart, but also pleasant to talk to. OpenAI said they listened to users and decided to combine intelligence with better communication. GPT 5.1 comes with 8 preset conversation styles, and the model feels more human while staying safe and consistent. Paid users started receiving the update first on November 12th, and free users are receiving it after the rollout fully completes. GPT 5.1 Instant is the default model most people use. It now has better instruction following and more balanced emotion in its tone. It can switch to deeper reasoning when needed, but stays fast and friendly when the task is simple. It performs better in tests like Amy 2025 math and Codeforces style programming. GPT 5.1. Thinking received improvements in how it allocates thinking time. It spends more time on complex tasks and less on trivial ones. It also uses clear language and avoids confusing terms. OpenAI also added new official personalities called Professional, Candid, and Quirky. There is a beta option that allows users to fine-tune the model's style, including readability, enthusiasm, and emoji frequency. OpenAI included 2 new safety checks as well. One looks for mental health signals such as isolation or mania. The other monitors emotional reliance to prevent unhealthy attachment. OpenAI said that GPT 5.1 Instant got better in jailbreak resistance, but GPT 5.1 thinking had slight regressions in some sensitive categories like harassment detection. They were transparent about it and said improvements are on the way. For users who like the earlier GPT-5 build, OpenAI is allowing them to keep the older version for 3 months so they can adjust slowly. This is the first time the company has offered such a transition period. While Google, ByteDance, and OpenAI were pushing updates, Black Forest Labs also moved forward quietly. Their new image model, Flux 2 Pro, is already an internal preview. The original Flux became popular because it could match mid-journey level quality. Now Flux 2 Pro supports flexible resolutions up to 1440 by 1140, just like the first version. It is expected to be aimed at commercial users with Playground and API access. There is no sign of a free open source version yet, but the team is dropping hints more often. This suggests that a public release might be close. So this is the situation today. A mysterious model called Riftrunner appears with no warning and looks like a hidden Google checkpoint that could be an early Gemini 3 build. ByteDance enters the coding arena with a model so cheap that it changes pricing expectations. OpenAI shifts focus from pure intelligence to personality with GPT 5.1. And Black Forest Labs prepares another big move in image generation. The entire AI landscape is moving fast right now, and every company is trying to surprise the world first. If Riftrunner is truly the early form of Gemini 3, then Google might be preparing a major reveal very soon. We will find out once Google breaks the silence. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.